Harpreet Singh. I think first of all, let me welcome all of you who have together on a sad day. We never thought 54 years ago that we'll be meeting in this such occasion. Dr. Kamal did so much for everybody, so much for the department, and so much for all of us. After a few speakers which I have listed, after Bhajans and speakers, some persons from Dr. Kamal's family would also be there. Pankaj will be there. They are able to join. I would request all of you to be as short as possible, not speak too much. My heart is against words for Dr. Kamal, but I must say in one word that whatever Dr. Kamal contributed, nobody else contributed that much for University of Roorkee. Dr. Kamal, men may come, men may go. Dr. Kamal will be missed forever here. We will now begin with a bhajan from Revati.
Thank you, Harpreet Singh ji. In honor of and in memory of Dr. Kamal, I will sing a few verses from chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
न जायते कीर्तिवा सर्वदाचे नायं भूत्वा भवितावान भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे स्वातांसि क्षीणानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. He is not born, nor does he ever die after having been. He ceases not to be, unborn, eternal, changeless, and ancient. Just as a man casts off his worn-out clothes and puts on new ones, so also the embodied self casts off its worn-out bodies and enters others which are new. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam jagati pavakaha, nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam jagati pavakaha, nainam kledayantyavo, na shoshayati mahutah. This self cannot be cut by weapons, nor burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor dried up by the wind. It is eternal, all-pervading, stable, immovable, and ancient. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityu dhruvam janma mritasya cha tasmad pariharyete na tvam shochitumarhasi na tvam shochitumarhasi avyasadi ज्ञानी भारत अव्यक्त निधनान्येव अव्यक्त निधनान्येव तत्र का परिदेवना तत्र का परिदेवना. Indeed, certain is death for the born, and certain is birth for the dead. Therefore, O Bharata, you should not grieve.
Thank you, Revati ji. She was Revati Krishnamurthy, and she is now living in Chicago, and she had the pleasure of also Geshkar. I invite another student of she is Mridula Chakravarti. She was Mridula Mukherjee. Now she is Dr. Mrs. Mridula Chakravarti. Mridula, please.
I would like to sing Devi Ma Durga's shloka, and this is for Shanti of Professor Kamal, and also Shanti for all of us. Shanti dil bhore dukho rajuni gyalo timiro Shanti dil bhori premo madhuro geete bajuk hridanite premo madhuro geete bajuk hridanite prane shudha dhalo prane shudha dhalo muri go muri Shanti dil bhori.
Thank you, Mridula ji, for singing this. Next, I invite Dr. Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi. He is the present director of IIT. He was also the lecturer in the same department which Dr. Kamal so ably built. Dr. Ajit Kumar Chaturvedi.
Thank you, Dr. Harpreet Singh, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this occasion. It is true that I was a lecturer and then an assistant professor in the Department of Electronics and Computer Engineering in University of Roorkee for a couple of years. That was in 1996 up to 1998. But that was long after Professor Kamal had left the University of Roorkee. And so I never had any overlap, or I never have met him. But I did hear several stories about the personality, the kind of founder, the kind of leader he was, and the kind of contributions that he has made to the department and to the then university. So hearing so many stories about him, I feel somewhat connected to him. So when we heard this sad news in the institute, now it is IIT, as you know, the least that you could do is hold a condolence meeting, and that was aptly done in the department foyer and lobby, and it was attended by about 50 people from the campus, mostly from the Department of Electronics Engineering. Some people live in and around the IIT campus, and so they could also join. And there were some in the audience who had actually. So I'm very happy that this has been arranged by Dr. Harpreet Singh, so that we could all pay our respect to Dr. Kamal and pray for his soul to rest in peace. I was wondering that we could think of something more long-lasting in his memory to create at IIT. And I heard from one of his students, Gupta, who is now settled in US, that he used to teach in a very relaxed manner in the class. So he was a very relaxed teacher, and that sort of probably made the students more comfortable in learning what he was trying to do. So as a memory to his teaching, to his research, and I'm about to conclude, and so I was thinking that we could have something that is long-lasting, something that is perpetual in his memory. And being a professor, I think one thing that comes immediately to mind is if we could establish some professorial chair in his name. I thought I'll float this idea in this group, and if it catches some momentum, then of course, whatever can be done inside the institute, I can try to. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
This is Manohar Rao.
Yes.
I was with Dr. Kamal when he came to Roorkee University, and he left a legacy that will always be remembered. He founded the Department of Electronics and Communication, built a distinguished faculty, modern labs, which are the envy of every IIT, and we contributed a lot to the development of IITs and provided distinguished faculty to Indian Institute of Science, Dr. Biswas, Dr. Indreshan to IIT Delhi, Dr. Mathur to IIT Kanpur, and Dr. Arora to IIT Delhi. The great team that we had, and we developed the program, academic program, which I was associated with, which was graduate, undergraduate, and research program, and we developed such a program which was great, and we had several PhD students which we conferred degrees on, and we always remember him very fondly for his encouragement, for his leadership, and his love for the department. And we will always think of him. May God bless him, and may his soul rest in peace. We love him still. Bye.
Next, I have the honor to invite Dr. N.C. Mathur, about whom Dr. Lal mentioned.
Yeah, this is N.C. Mathur. I'm afraid there is a lot of disturbance on the phone. However, I'm very happy to be able to participate in this discussion about Dr. Kamal. I had known him from the day he arrived in Roorkee. I had just come back to Roorkee after my PhD, and in February 1954, he came and joined the university as head of a new department to be created. And I was with him for 3 years, and much of the time we spent in designing the new department, the building, and what kind of curriculum it would have. And Dr. Kamal's contribution was great and still stands as an outstanding contribution, particularly the building of the department, its tower meant for propagation experiments, and the curriculum curriculum that was formed. And Dr. Kamal stayed in Roorkee for considerable time. He had joined Roorkee after graduating from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, in 1951, and then had gone to England for 3 years, Paris for 4 years, and Purdue for 5 years, after which he came to Roorkee. And as a person who had lived abroad and studied and taught abroad, it was very surprising how he could adapt to the Indian conditions. And we all enjoyed that very much. I really owe a great deal to him, and we wish his soul rest in peace. Thank you very much, Harpreet.
Next, I invite Keroda and...
Yes, I'm Rajendra Arora, professor at Joint Engineering College at Florida A&M University and Florida State University in Teleconference. My wife Krishna, who was also on the faculty at the same college and is now retired, both had Professor Kamal in the 1960s and early 1970s before both left for IIT Delhi in 1970. Building the electronics and communication program at Roorkee, so well described by Professor Manor Lal and Dr. N.C. Mathur and others, that is to all of us. What is best well known is the personal contact that Professor Kamal had with his faculty. We had numerous parties and musical evenings he and Mr. Kamal hosted at their place. Harpreet and others would entertain us all with their songs. Mr. Kamal, his name was Saroj, was a remarkable lady. If I remember right, they had loving Amita and two sons, the elder one Pankaj and the younger one whose name I now forget. Professor Kamal was well known in the town also as the owner of the 8-cylinder Chevrolet car, which was a unique feature at Roorkee. For best wishes and prayers are Mrs. Kamal and family. Memory Professor Kamal will stay with us forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next, Madan Gupta, please.
I am Madan Gupta at the University of Saskatoon, Canada, and I will be talking a little bit about Sir Ajit Kamal. I have written a letter to Ajit Kamal and just read that letter to you. Ajit Kamal was born in March 1926 and passed away on April 19 this year. Letter says, Dear Ajit, in 1926 you landed on this earth with your coast. Now on April 9th went to your heavenly abode with your fist upper. When you landed on this Mother Earth, your folded fist. In your folded fist, you brought the knowledge, the subject electronics and engineering. Did that in the form of a department at the University of Roorkee. That University of Roorkee is at IIT. First, met you in February 1964 at the University of Roorkee when you joined the department of Electrical Engineering as a professor. Then in December 1964, I left England the Commonwealth Fellowship. My return in September 1967 found many new things with the creation of the new department of University of Roorkee. I have had the opportunity to talk to you in your department on several occasions. Enjoyed the dinner prepared by your good wife, Saroj, your home in Roorkee. I was talked to you about a year ago on phone. Thank you.
Thank you, Gupta ji. Thank you very much. You are calling from such a long distance. I hope you wish Dr. Kamal's soul the best of time in heaven. Next, I invite Dr. Dharma Agarwal. Dharma Agarwal, also a faculty member, and in the electronics department, he was instrumental in developing the courses which Dr. Kamal started, the postgraduate diploma in computer science and technology, which later on became a master's and PhD, had a master's and PhD program. Presently, he is a distinguished professor at University of Cincinnati. Dr. Dharma Agarwal, please.
Thank you very much, sir. We have heard a lot about Dr. Kamal. I will express my view as a researcher. I was doing PhD under him and Dr. Harpreet Singh back in Roorkee, and whenever I used to do any work, I will go to his house, he will listen carefully, and next day he will provide me the comments. And he'll never let me leave without a cup of tea. So I have high regards for him and hope his soul rests in peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dharmaji. Next, I invite Mr. Anup Verma, who is the president of Association of North America. He is joining us today in spite of his dad's ill health. He has just had a open heart surgery. We wish him a speedy recovery. Mr. Verma, President of Roorkee North America Association. Anup.
Thank you so much, Professor Singh. On behalf of the Roorkee alumni in North America, I really feel privileged to be part of all the esteemed alumni who have closest relation to Dr. Kamal. Dr. Kamal left his indelible mark on our alma mater and to graduates of Electronics and Communication Department. Many of them have made our alma mater proud across many countries. They owe it to Dr. Kamal and his foresight. His students remember him fondly, and I feel honored to have walked in the same hallways at Roorkee as Dr. Kamal. Our Thompsonian family thanks him and offers our prayers for peace and strength of the family.
Thank you, Anupji. Next, I invite two of Dr. Kamal's students. They are at Boston, having distinguished positions, and we came in contact only through this email after a very, very long time. Both were my students also, and I request Dr. Sunil Singhal and Dr. Pathak. First Sunil Singhal and then Girish Pathak, please.
Thank you, Dr. Singh, and I am Sunil Singhal, a 1974 E&C batch. Professor Kamal didn't teach us a course, but I met him many times. And during those days, because I did not know him well, he was considered a hard taskmaster, and preparing for meeting with him used to be a rather stressful event. But fast forward to 1996, I moved to Boston and lived in Lexington, and I used to go to Burlington Mall, and one evening I thought I saw Professor Kamal and Mrs. Kamal walking there, and I had no clue that he was in that area. It was almost 22 years. I approached him and introduced myself, and he greeted me as if I have been in touch with him all along. So he embraced me, we talked a lot, we met for lunch, we met for dinners, family events. Whenever invited, he was always there. During one of those dinner meetings, he introduced me to Dr. Hari Garg and Dr. Kamlesh Garg, who were also professors in Roorkee. Dr. Hari Garg in chemistry and Dr. Kamlesh Garg in electronics and communication. He will tell anecdotes about his life in Kirana, in Bangalore, in ISC, how he met his wife Sarojji, and his life in France, in Roorkee, in France, in US. He wanted to remain a researcher in his field of choice. He invited me to his lab in Waltham and discussed the work he was doing, and he was so engrossed in it. He was always smiling, had a way of telling anecdotes in his own way, the punchline. Very family oriented. We'll talk about his family, my family, and he loved Roorkee a lot. So I will always remember him as a humanist and always smiling and a kind friend. And it's a big loss for me personally. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sunilji. Next, Dr. Girish Pathak, please.
Hi, Professor Singh. I'm Girish Pathak, graduated in 19th and Communications at the University of. In my remarks, I had the privilege of meeting Professor Kamal in entirely two different settings, in a professional arena and one in personal and family. Let me start with the professional first. A student in I attended his lecture in a professional setting, family setting. I had his son's wedding in Dallas, 80s.
Thank you, Girishji. Next, I request Sharad Sharma, another student of Dr. Kamal. He's not in the program, just got an email from him that he is at Sydney and he would like to join. I recall, then I emailed back to Sharad that I think you are the one who made mural for the department. He said yes. So if you see the electronics department, the mural has been designed by Sharad Sharma, and it was then approved by Dr. Kamal with my suggestion. So in this way, Sharad is also leaving his legacy in the department. You'll find this mural still existing in the department and in the heart of University of Roorkee, presently IIT. Sharad, I think it's at 2 a.m., more than 2 at Sydney. I asked Sharad, will you be able to join? He says, no, whatever time is there, I must contribute in paying homage to my respected Professor Dr. Kamal. Sharad Sharma, please.
Yes, I'm Sharad Sharma from Sydney, Australia. Dr. Harpreet Singh is right. Yes, I prepared the mural of the department. I am of 1969 batch, and Dr. Kamal, Dr. Lal, Dr. N.C. Mathur, Dr. Arora, and Mrs. Krishna Arora all taught us. So I'm very happy to all you professors. So I will sing some Guru Shloka. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Sharadji, thank you so much. Rameshji, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, I met Dr. on the very first day he came to the department. So we met in the electrical engineering coffee room. We used to meet at 8:30 and was quite impressed. His office and my office were opposite to each other. But of course, I was very young. I was a lecturer. He was the professor. What I know is he turned, and I was in electrical engineering. He was in electronics and communications. But whatever he did, he put it bluntly. He turned the department upside down. There was no consulting going on in Roorkee University or anywhere else for that matter, outside consulting. He's the one who managed to get that approved from the Vice Chancellor. And so there was an industrial connection at that time during his and the second thing he said that the programs, the education teaching programs were obsolete from the standards, American standards. So he got all the catalogs, of leading American universities and changed the program in a very short time. Got every staff involved. So I'm highly appreciative of the dynamism he provided and a wonderful push to come up with a department unparalleled at that time. I have met him a bunch of times since I came here at his place in Boston and everywhere else, and cherish this good association and memories. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Rameshji. Yeah, next I call upon anybody who is not in the program and who wants to say a few words. Please introduce yourself and say in honor of Dr. Kamal or pay homage to him. Anybody?
Dr. Harpreet Singh. My name is Rabin Mahanta. I'm from Houston, Texas. When we first came to Roorkee in 1964, I think at the same time almost Dr. Kamal returned from USA to take over the Department of Telecommunication. At that time it was Department of Telecommunication. So he was the first one who had every department of the ENC department in 1964, I think, if I remember. But we formally met him around 1966 when we were going to the real courses. And he built up the team with Dr. Manohar Lal, Dr. N.C. Mathur, Dr. R.K. Arora, Dr. Biswas, Dr. Inderation, and Dr. N.C. Jain. Those are very big names for us, and we learned from all of them so much I still cannot forget. So our heartfelt sympathy to the Dr. Kamal's family. I still remember they were fresh from USA and all the meetings they used to invite us. So all those meetings. And the main building came up in front of our eyes. We came out of the shadow of the electrical department into a full-fledged big electronics and communication department. And so our condolences and our prayer for his above, where nobody can read him. But again, my compliments to Dr. Harpreet, who taught us, and if you remember me, and then
I remember you.
R.K. Aurora.
You were short but very fast.
You were. Okay, thank you, Sab.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Very fast and very bright. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mahanta. Thank you, Mahanta.
Yeah.
This email has brought so many students and friends together about which we did not know. And surprisingly...
No, I didn't even know that Dr. Mathur, Dr. Lal, of course I knew Dr. Lal was here, but then Dr. Arora is also here. He was my advisor for that project that I did for final year. So I cannot forget Dr. Arora also. And
so
thank you, everybody.
Just assume that we are sitting at Roorkee, only Dr. Kamal is not there. All of us are there and trying to pay homage. We never thought, that we'll have to meet on this day.
Yeah, really.
This is Revati. Hello.
Hello, Revati.
Hi, Revati.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
I just want to say a few words in appreciation of Harpreet Singh ji. I think.
No, please.
he's been, no, seriously, I mean, he's been very good at coordinating and getting people together and keeping in touch with people over the years. In fact, he was my final year project advisor.
I remember, yeah. I think you were a good friend with Dr. Kamal also. And
yes.
probably Revati did not know that Manju, his sister-in-law of Dr. Kamal, Revati told me that they used to shop together, and only yesterday, I think they have come in contact after 50 years.
Right. So I'd like to appreciate this. I mean, Dr. Harpreet Singh has been instrumental in bringing us all together, and thank you, Harpreet Singh ji.
I think I think this is a advancement in communication, and I think Dr. Kamal taught us communication. In his, I think, first speech at Roorkee, he mentioned that in future there will be electronics and applied electronics only. We never thought that electronics will have so many applications which we see today. And we all have something due for Dr. Kamal, which he taught us and guided us ably, very ably. Most of us who are in the USA, I think Dr. Kamal is responsible for sending us to USA to have a better career. Even here also, he has always been helping, always been helping. This is a rare quality in any human being. Thank you, Revati ji. Anybody else who would like to say something?
Harpreet Singh. Hello, Kanti Prasad here from Boston.
Hello, yes, Kanti Prasad ji,
I will like to say that in February on 1964, I received Dr. Kamal's family at railway station in Roorkee. And the train stopped almost for half an hour because he had 11 boxes. So we have to bring them down. But I only wanted to say, because I know I should not speak too much, but I would like to say that he's the one who changed. I am a telecommunication graduate of 61, but he changed the name. I was a lecturer there when he came, and he changed the name to Electronics and Communication Engineering. So in a really sense, he's the one who is the founder of Electronics and Communication Engineering at university. And not only that, the building that he put that in, this is the most prestigious place. Those of us from Roorkee, we know that. In front of the administration building and adjacent is ESMS. So this probably has the prime spot as far as helping is concerned, as the absolutely right, that he's the one who helped me to come to the U.S. and arrange me in South Carolina. And it is all God's providence that he came back in 78 from the University of Roorkee back to Boston, and I came to Boston again in 1980. And since then, because I have three things in common, not in common with many people with Dr. Kamal. He was my boss, that's what number one. And the number two is he was my friend, or his family is most like my home itself. And the third is that he really taught me solid-state electronics when I was a student at University of South Carolina. So three things which are not very usual that I have with Dr. Kamal. And certainly he's the one who was very, very helpful in any endeavor that anybody wants to undertake. I was always informing him about I used to call him every week, definitely, because we landed up in Boston, again with Providence. And I will like to say definitely something which Tulsidas ji said long in the Ramayana. Jaka jame satya sanehu, tahi mile na kachu sandehu. So that is what I felt when I met again with him. And we have been really seeing each other, since I arrived in Boston in 1980. And we have been friends, and this family has been my family all along. And Bhabiji, always I get his blessings. And certainly every week I have been calling him all throughout these years. So thank you, Harpreet Singh, for giving me the opportunity to talk.
Thank you very much, Kanti Bashadji. Perhaps you don't know. I think you should know.
I remember you well. I should say you were only 6 in the department when you joined. You know that. Only 6 people in the Teleconference. And he is the one who made the faculty to more than 20, I guess, very distinguished faculty. So it is his contribution to the department, as people have said already, this is the supermost contribution to our department in electronics and communication engineering there.
No, Kanti
he made his mark here too.
This department became electronics and communication and then computers. He is the one
computers came a little later on because when we conceived, because I left in 65, so computer's name came little later on, but the department was renamed from telecommunication engineering to electronics and communication engineering when I was there. And in the night, we'll put the syllabus and everything, and he was so involved in the development of the department that I have seen that much zeal to make sure that this department become number one department in the university.
Thank you very much, Kanti Prashadji.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anybody else who wants to say something in honor of Dr. Kamal?
Hello, this is Revati again. I'm sorry. I forgot to say one very important point about Dr. Kamal. We were the first batch that had 12 girls in the electronics and communications engineering. So he was very encouraging of women to join his department. And as it turned out, there was the woman who stood first in the entire class of 68, and also another woman who took the gold medal in the final year project. And all of this could not have happened without the positive outlook and forward thinking and support from Dr. Kamal. So I would like to just mention that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think you are very correct, Revati ji. I know Dr. Kamal, he had a great respect for girls and women. At the same time, he is the one who never made any difference between caste and creed. Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. These were all the things, because I was very close to him, and this is what I observed in he. This is what is again a very, very big contribution that he made in the department. Anybody else, please?
Hello, Harpreet Singh ji. I am P.C. Gaur of 1971 batch. Thank you for arranging this conference. It's a privilege for me to express my sincere respect, and I want to pay homage to Dr. Kamal. He was a very pleasing personality, and I had the privilege of being his student and your student too, 71 batch. And I'm speaking from the remotest part of the world, New Zealand, Auckland.
Oh,
yes,
you know that.
And yeah. So I will speak one sloka in his homage. My great respect for him, and the sloka is to give the peace to this noble soul, and it starts Vyambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrityor mukshiyamamrita. Okay, so I made this point to attend this conference. Although its time is just 5 o'clock in the early morning. Normally I don't get up at this time, but my respect for him made me to wake up early and meet you, as well as express my homage to him. Thank you very much for arranging
Thank
this
you very
program.
much. Is there anybody else? I think we want to have... Yes, go ahead, please.
Professor Harpreet Singh ji, thank you very much. My name is Rajendra Singh, and I work with the World Bank in Washington, D.C. I hope you remember me. We have spoken on phone also. Thank you very much for organizing this call, and I was in the department as a student from 1976 to 1980, and had the privilege to, he did not teach us, but we used to see him from time to time in the department. I wanted to pay my homage to Dr. Kamal, and just wanted to share one small incident. In 1977, in my second year, I used to do rowing in university, and by chance I was selected in UP State rowing team for doing the, I had to go to attend a camp to do some practice. So when I approached Dr. Kamal to give me 2 weeks leave, very smilingly he commented, "Okay, you want to become an engineer or a mullah?" So I still remember that comment. So just wanted to pay homage, and this email was forwarded to me by Poonima ji. I wanted to thank her also. I don't know if she's there on the line.
Yes,
but
I'm
thank
here.
you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Rajendra Singh ji. I mean, apart from joining, I received so many emails, and in which some of them expressed their inability because they are on travel. But I did not expect that this half an hour meeting will turn out to be 1 hour meeting, and there is still and more enthusiasm to pay homage and respect to Dr. Kamal. The last one, anybody else, the last speaker, anybody else want to speak? Otherwise, I'll request... yes.
Harpreet, I was expecting Kuldeep Singh to be participating. Maybe he couldn't, from India, he could make the call, I guess. Kuldeep Singh.
I sent an email to Kuldeep Singh. I think I did not get any reply from him. But I know he was one of the closest person to Dr. Kamal, and we often taught the words of respect. I will convey your message to Kuldeep Singh.
Yeah, Kuldeep was one of my closest friends in 68 batch in Roorkee, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that batch. All the batch, okay. And Pankaj Kamal, please, if you're there.
Yes.
I will request you.
Thank you, Dr. Harpreet Singh. Thank you very much, Dr. Harpreet Singh. I'm Pankaj Kamal here. I'm the older son of Dr. Kamal. I am living in California in Silicon Valley now for the last 20 years or so. On the line, I believe, is my mother, Saroj Kamal, who's still in Boston at this point, and then my younger brother, Arvind, who actually is the only one out of all of us that was actually born in Roorkee, so he has a special connection to the university. Thank you, everyone, for the kind wishes. When we are very touched, also very comforted by all of the thoughts and prayers you have mentioned today on the call. One thing I can tell you, my father loved his family, of course, but almost equally, if not more, he loved the university and the department, and it was his pride and joy to be able to actually see that new building being built, the tower being built. In fact, every day when I used to go to school, I could see the progress on the tower day after day. and the architect for for that building used to come to our house and sit with him in the evening, and they would pick out the colors that are going to get painted and the carpet or the marble on the floor. So those are all things that are certainly part of my memory, including the time where he was able to convince Mrs. Indira Gandhi to come and inaugurate the building during its opening. I can tell you a funny story about that is that my best friend was Ranjan Lal, whose father was head of mechanical engineering department, and I was on the phone talking to Ranjan when the operator interrupted my call, and he says, "We need Dr. Kamal on the phone immediately. There's a call from Prime Minister Indira Gandhi." So that's how I remember how he was able to convince Mrs. Gandhi to come and inaugurate the department. But outside of that, other than those two things, I think the most joy he received was when he would hear from somebody about so-and-so student from University of Roorkee from the electronics batch has become either a professor or they've become an engineer or they've taken on some position in life. He would be very, very proud. That would make him the most proud and happy to hear about all of your successes. I think the biggest satisfaction that he took from all the work he did in furthering education was to see the effect that it had on all his students, on all of our lives, myself included, of course. So that's all. I'm going to say thank you here. I don't know if either my mother or my brother were in 3 different locations, so we can't see each other right now. Mom, if you want to say a couple of words, if you're still on the line, please go ahead. And if not, Arvind, are you there?
Yeah, hey, thanks, Pan. And Dr. Harpreet Singh, I really want to thank you for organizing this call. And thank you so much from the entire family and extended family of Dr. Kamal for hosting this call. And again, as my brother had mentioned, really touching eulogies from all the folks that we've heard from today. So thank you to everyone that spoke on behalf of Dr. Kamal and all the wonderful emails that have gone to Dr. Harpreet Singh, the folks that couldn't be here because of travel. Thank you to them. Education is definitely a core value in our family, and it's in mine. As Pan mentioned, I was a little baby when a lot of this was going on, so I don't remember it as well as Pan and my other sibling Amita. But from all the things I've heard and the pictures I've seen and the stories I've heard, I feel a connection with all of you folks on the phone. Roorkee is my birthplace, as Pan had mentioned, so it's always will be a special place for me. So it's wonderful to hear so many great things about my father. It gives me a lot of pride and joy to be his son. So once again, thank you, everyone, and really appreciate it.
All right. Arvind, just one quickly, I wanted to mention to everyone that we did, Dr. Kamal passed away in the middle of April, right around April 19th. We had his services. I am actually planning to go to India in December with his ashes. I'm going to go to Roorkee and then to Hardwar and disperse his ashes in the Ganga River. So just wanted to let you know that I will try and stop in Roorkee around December 22nd or 23rd and visit the department, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll be in touch with them. But just wanted to let you know that our we wanted to know sort of his final resting place will be the area that he loved the most. And so we're going back home to Roorkee at that time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Harpreet Singh.
Okay. Thank you, Pankaj and Arvind. We'll put all this program and obituary of Dr. Kamal on YouTube. This program is being recorded, and soon I will put this on the YouTube. Again, I should be grateful to all of you. I again don't have words to thank Dr. Kamal and the family. Whatever I and other people are in the electronics, I think they are all because of Dr. Kamal. So with this, I will now request one of my students, he will play Kulgeet, and let's sing Kulgeet together.
Jayati Jayati Vedya Sansthan, Jayati Jayati Vedya Sansthan, Himgiri Shringo se abhinandit, Ganga Jal karte kalgan, Jayati Jayati Vedya Sansthan, Jayati Jayati Vedya Sansthan, Shiksha आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत श्रमं विना न किमपि साध्यं रत यंत्रकला कौशल अभियान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर अंतरिक्ष में यान उड़ाकर नवयुग को देता आह्वान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान सर्जन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित सर्जन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित वैज्ञानिक युग पट में मूर्तित भूपर लाता स्वर्ण विहान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नए सत्य की पुर में धड़कन ये राष्ट्र जीवन कल्याण जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान हिमगिरि शृंगों से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कलगान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान जयति जयति वेद्या संस्थान